Hello, my name is Teacher Paula, and I'm a teacher with VIPKid. And one of the biggest questions that everybody always asks is, how do you write feedback so that parents will give you a 5-apple rating or even leave you comments? Many teachers have great percentage in their 5-apple ratings, and my 5-apple percentage is at 45%. This slide shows my parent feedback rate. You can notice that I did have one teacher no-show, and no, it has not messed with my percentage rate. And I'm pretty proud of that. And in this video, I'm going to give you some examples of some of the feedback that I leave for level 1. I will also be doing video that I leave for the other levels also. But I have quite a few examples for some of the other levels, and so I want to break them up so that the video doesn't become too long. So if you want to see some example feedbacks for level 1, just keep watching. If you haven't already, or if you're new, click that subscribe button, ring that bell, and if you like what you see, give me a big thumbs up. Feedback. We all wonder, what do you say? How do you say it? And how are the parents going to take it? And lots of people always ask, what kind of feedback is going to get parents to give you those 5 apples or leave comments? And the answer is, there's not a true definite set answer, because it may just be the parent. You may leave perfect feedback, but that parent's just not going to do it. Or you may leave a short feedback and the parent will. There's not really a right or a wrong. It's just how the parents feel, and they may or they may not. There are some things that are best to leave in feedback and some things that are always best not to put in feedback. And now I'm fixing to talk to you about some feedbacks for some level 1 students. You will notice in this slide that I explained to the parent why singing is important when learning a new language, that it helps with the accent, tone, and intonation. I wanted the parent to understand why I spend time on the song and help the child learn it. The child was having trouble pronouncing the word arms correctly, and we practiced it together. I also made sure the parent knew we would continue to practice it and that I was not giving up on it. I also wanted her to know that she was having trouble saying the sounds at the beginning of alarm and around, which is the same one as arms. We practiced that. I also said that the child should be able to watch the playback if she needed to help practice it correctly. I did not want this parent helping her because she also pronounces it incorrectly. I had been working with this student on singing the ABC song. She had been skipping letters, going too fast, and saying some of the letters incorrectly. So I wanted to make sure that the mom knew that today she did a wonderful job on it, because also the mom would do it incorrectly. I wanted to enforce that today she did a great job. I also worked with this student on repeating complete sentences because she is starting to need some expansion, and I wanted to make sure that the mom knew that we were expanding. I said thank you for your feedback, and I appreciate you taking your time to leave comments with 5 apples, and I look forward to my next class. And this parent always leaves me a 5-apple feedback. In this feedback, you'll notice that I talk about something that the child showed me today and was very proud of that she got for her birthday. Adding that personal touch always makes the parent realize that you are invested in the child. This is a student that I am her sole teacher, and I always get feedback from them. Her sister, who is 3, sits in on the class with mom, and dad is usually sitting behind them on the bed. So it is a family affair. I talk about how proud I am that she does not scribble on the slides like many other students, and that she is starting to learn more and more and remember what the letters begin with, like she told me that Y is for yellow. I also thanked her mom for working hard with her on her lessons because I could tell that they had been practicing. Making sure that mom realizes that working on the lessons ahead of time is benefiting her in her classes. I told her that she was able to match the big and small letters. Thank them again for allowing me to be Claire's teacher. I then thank them for taking time out of their busy day to leave a comment and 5 apple feedback, because they do after every class. And then I always state I look forward to our next class. You can tell I do not leave play-by-play feedback for level 1 because most of the time the parents are there and they know and they see exactly what is going on. I just make sure that the parents realize that I notice what the student is doing and I take time to give that personal touch. In this feedback, you will see that I stated that she is listening attentively to the teacher and is repeating very well, that she identified her colors, and that once she heard the pattern that I was saying, like yellow 1, that she continued to say that pattern and was able to pick up on it. I explained to the parent that hearing, recognizing, and initiating word patterns is an excellent skill because this will help her reading sentence patterns in the future. And I also stated that shows that she is listening attentively, even though in past classes, Teacher Paula and Mom did not think she had been doing so. I said that Daisy needed a little help accurately matching the big and small letters, and that we would continue to work on these in the next class. I said that she had no trouble with the beginning sounds of the lesson and identifying the correct matching picture. Even though I said that she was unable to do something, I tried to put a positive spin on it so that it doesn't sound like it's such of a negative thing. I always say then, as always, thank you for allowing me to teach her. I enjoy our time together, and thank you for your kind feedback. This is all I state in a lot of my feedback. And once again, this is another parent that always leaves me 5 apples and comment. In this feedback, I made sure to thank them for choosing me to be the student's teacher and that she listened very well. I also told them the word we worked on was flick and the letter J, because this was one that I had said in a previous feedback that we would work on. So I wanted them to know that I did follow through. I told them that I showed her with my mouth the correct position and that it is hard to make your mouth move when learning a new language and that this is normal. And I explained that this is why it is very important that she listens attentively and watches the teacher, because this student had been playing and not watching. I also explained that when I did show her the correct way, she was able to pronounce it, and that as she pronounces them correctly, it will become natural. I also stated that in the last class there was a few letters in the ABC song that she sang incorrectly, and that today she did a much better job because we had been working on it, and today we only had to work on 3 letters. I explained that even though she was still having trouble, she was not even able to sing the song in her very first class she had with me. I did say also that she did an excellent job in things that she did today, and she was sorting the items that we can eat with no problem. I always want to do a positive, negative, positive. You can tell that I did go back and explain a little bit of the class and what we needed to work on, what we did work on. I did not go play by play. Once again, this is a student that always leaves me a comment and 5 apples. It does not take a play-by-play action in your feedback. Short and sweet, to the point is best. This is feedback from a unit assessment. I make sure to always let them know that because it was a unit assessment, there was no new material. I do not want the parent to just assume that I was not teaching. I explained that she did a great job, earned a perfect score, and even though that we had some technical problems with the sound, she still did her very best. That she always works very hard and she is independently using complete sentences. Now you will see in the last part of this that I tell the mom thank you for helping her child on the lessons and that I can tell that they are really working on them, and explain that this is a great opportunity and will help her in her future. I also say thank you for allowing me into your home for a small time to teach. I do this because Mom is always there during every lesson, so there is no need for me to go in detail by detail what I did and what the student did. And since the student made a perfect score on this assessment, I do not have anything that we really need to work on at this moment, so I go more in depth of saying, thank you for this, what you're doing good, and you're really helping your child out. Do you have any tips or tricks for leaving feedback for Level 1 students? The one thing about Level 1 students is their parents are usually there, so I don't like to give a play-by-play action because they have already seen or heard what was happening. So if you have a tip or a trick, would you leave it in the comments below? Let us know. Let us all benefit from everybody's knowledge of what we're doing. I hope you liked this video, and I hope it helped you a little bit with some feedback for Level 1. Thanks for watching, and as always, teach because you love to.